Hi, everybody. This is DeSo in the Eyes of beHODLers, and I'm Matryoshka.
I'm Ready Player One, Luka.
And I'm Przemek Digdoni.
Yes, our very, very special guest. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you for inviting me. It's a great pleasure to be here.
Thank you. And for those of you who don't know who Przemek is, he is the creator of the entire family of WhatsMy Gas and a bunch of other applications that are very amazing tools that you can use on DeSo to get some stats that you cannot really get easy any other way. So but before we go into all of that, would you mind sharing a little bit how you actually got on DeSo in the first place and where you heard about this for the first time and how long you are in general in like all crypto blockchain ecosystem?
Okay, so actually this will be one answer because my journey with blockchain and crypto started with DeSo. So I joined DeSo on the 6th of June last year, obviously, as DeSo was not there earlier. And like the reason why I joined is because I read a post by Dharmesh on his blog. I've been reading his blog for a really long time now. I don't know, like 5-7 years, I don't remember exactly. And I remember his first blog post about DeSo or BitCloud then was back in March, but at that time, I don't know why, but I ignored it. I mean, I read it, but didn't register. And then when he wrote again in June, I decided to try. And that's when my journey began, 6 June. So it's like 8 months now, more or less.
Wow, very cool.
So
I'm really glad that you came here from reading Dharmesh's post.
Yeah.
I mean, come from like a background as a developer,
both here and in like the IT world. So he definitely like gave me an incentive to join.
That is awesome. I actually even invited him to our show here as well, but he politely declined, unfortunately. And the Lucas, sorry,
there will come a time when he will join. Maybe he didn't have time now.
Yeah, I'm hoping in the future he will.
Oh, definitely.
My question was related to that. Are you coming to DeSo as a developer? Like, what is the skill set that brought you and hooked you into working on DeSo? Maybe that ties into why you've been following Dharmesh's blog post as well. Want to tell a little bit about your background and your career and your skill set?
Yeah, so my background is in IT. Okay, actually, I graduated from an economic university, but the beginnings of my career were I was a developer. But I worked for big organizations, mainly in financial industry, mainly in banking. So like I can say I took part in creating several banks from the ground up, both on the business and IT side. And as for DeSo, I came here out of curiosity. I wanted to learn about the blockchain and the crypto world for a long time, but like working full time, it usually was not possible due to time constraints and family constraints. But like since last year, I'm, let's say, less active professionally or almost not active due to private reasons. So I got the time to engage in DeSo. I came out of curiosity just to check it out. Like the idea of a social network on a blockchain sounded interesting, and then I just simply got like hooked to the idea of DeSo, the philosophy or the mission behind it. After reading the DeSo documentation, reading some of the discussions on chain, and then okay, like I didn't have a specific plan when coming here. I didn't know that I was going to develop the tool, that I was going to create Birthblock NFT. I mean, I'm not an artist, so the Birthblock NFT is obviously like a programmer art. But I see so much potential in what is happening here and in the future of DeSo that I decided to like devote probably like 80% of the time I devote to coding recently to DeSo. Sorry, COVID.
Yes, for those of you watching, that Przemek is still recovering from COVID, and I just came back.
I was diagnosed like 4 or 5 days ago.
So please extend your patience to us.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah, that's life. And by the way, we really appreciate you still coming, even despite just being diagnosed with COVID a few days ago. Like that's
No problem.
that's dedication, folks. So you mentioned about a couple of things, and one of them is your Birthblock NFTs, a
Yes.
project which I absolutely love, and I know that it also went to space recently together with Nesting Dolls and a bunch of other NFTs. Would you mind sharing a little bit how you came up with this project, what it is about, and also tell us which ones you actually sent to space and why?
Okay, actually, the idea came. Okay, I was in a museum of, I think it's called modern art or contemporary art, a few years ago, and I learned about the Polish artist who, for I think 20 or 25 years, most of the work he did was writing numbers on large sheets of paper. He started with one. The piece of paper were like 1 meter by 2 meters, and he was writing. He started, I think, with black ink, and every now and then he made the ink lighter, and he like calculated in the way that after this 25 years or whatever, he will be writing with white ink. And that for the first like 10 or 20, I don't remember exactly, 15 years, he didn't sell a single of those sheets. But after some time, they became popular, and he was making like tens of thousands of dollars per painting, let's call it. Sorry. And when I started learning about the blockchain and the NFTs came live on DeSo, I was thinking whether I, with my non-artistic skill set, could. Sorry, I'm not sure I will be able to talk much longer, unfortunately. Let's see.
Yeah.
I decided to like try to create something based on my developer skills. So yeah, I found some. Please give me a second. I will try to take something from my throat. 1 sec.
All right, sure. After a 10th cup of tea, my throat is feeling a little bit better, and I'm not coughing every minute, but I definitely understand how you feel.
It's not perfect yet. So I decided to like employ my developer skills for creating NFTs. As the gas fees are low, the idea was to like go from block 0 and just create one NFT for every block. To have some value added, I decided to add the usernames who were born or who registered on the given block. Yeah, so the idea was quite simple. It took me a few weeks to like create the framework to automatically generate those NFTs, and yeah, that's how it started.
Yeah, and I think it's very cool because I bought the Birthblock NFT in the block where I was born, and it was really good also to have this information and to have everybody who also registered in the same block, people who are still active, and it's just like really, really cool.
Yeah, so actually, a lot of people ask me who else from my blog is active. So yeah, so I did sort of like reports as comments saying who is active. Actually, right now, when there will be like the first anniversary of the blogs, I plan to like add comments to every birth blog with information who is still active.
Oh, that is going to be wonderful. I love that.
Weeks.
I absolutely love it. I know one person who is still active from my birth block. It's Doodles. We have the same. We share the DeSo anniversary with Doodles.
Awesome.
And a few other Yelena Mashland here on the platform, and a few other people, they're still active, but I just Doodles was the first one that came to my mind. So would you mind sharing which one of those you actually chosen to send to space?
Yeah, so okay, I might not remember all of them. The ones I chose was one was the Genesis block, so block number 0. Obviously, it was like let's call it a technical block. It was generated in January last year, and it was just pure information of who received what amount of DeSo. Obviously, the BitCloud went live on 1st March, so block number 1 and actually the normal block started then. Then, okay, I have some sentiment for the number 69. So, so block number 69, which I own, I as Przemysław Dygdoń went to space. I think Pixelangelo sent the block he owns. I think it's Diamond Hand's birth. I don't remember.
Yes, I saw Diamond. I saw Diamond Hand's
400
birth
something.
block. I know it was included, but I didn't know who. I didn't see who sent it. I thought it was actually you, but I didn't know. I mean, you created it, so.
Yeah, I created it, but yeah, but like I mentioned, some people send their blogs, and I think actually the Genesis blog is not owned by me, but it's owned by a user named Flessy MMO or Fless. Okay, give me a second. I can look that up, so we can mention the.
Sure, and yeah, we will
like
make sure
generated. So
to tag them that they're here mentioned in the video. And also, yeah, if you can go ahead actually and share the screen, because we also wanted to see all the WhatsMy family, and it's the best if, to have the visual representation of that. So
okay, so let's start with birth blocks.
Could you tell us a little bit technically how you're actually creating the image? Like, are you feeding in information from the blockchain into some program that?
Okay, yeah, sure. I will.
Yeah.
I will describe it. Can you see the screen?
Yeah, we can see.
Okay, so this is the profile page. I can show you like one of the recent birth blocks. Okay, so it's birth block for block number 105850 with one user born, Samivira. There is some technical information which most people don't understand probably. So it's the number of transactions in total and number of transactions per type of blockchain transactions. So it's like really technical stuff with the exact numbers. Then some geek stuff. So the block IDs, this is important for crypto people to be able to verify that the blocks are what they are.
Yeah.
And then basically the same information plus the profile pictures is repeated on an image. I started with some public domain images with license for commercial use. Then I added some of mine. And for example, this one is from a recent cooperation with a user from DeSo, Pixelangelo. So some of his art and photos, we agreed like on a profit sharing scheme, and the birth blocks are generated with his art.
That's very cool.
With block, I think 103,300 or something like that. And
he's a fellow Pole, right? He's also Polish.
Actually, he lives in Poland, but as far as I know, he's not Polish.
Ah, okay.
You know who else?
He lives
who
in
else
Poland
is,
recently.
Are you also familiar with Kuririn? I recently learned that he's Polish as well, or that he lives in Poland. But I think he's.
Kuririn, yeah, I know the handle from DeSo, but yeah, I don't know him.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And Kanshi as well, I think.
Kanshi is also.
Yeah.
Poland, yes, and he is Polish actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually have a physical art piece from Pixelangelo in my house.
Really?
Maybe,
cool.
Yeah, maybe July or August last year, he did some kind of promotion on, and I was one of the few people to respond to his post, and I received a package from Poland. It's maybe like this wide. It's a very nice piece. But,
unfortunately, Luca not at home right now. He's at his girlfriend, so he cannot show us this. But
yeah, I would totally go get it.
We'll ask him to show us later.
Yeah.
Take a picture with it. That's awesome.
Yeah, actually, I try to use birth blocks like as a way to like foster cooperation between me and the artist. So actually, I'm using photos that I bought, and of course, it's like agreed with them from 5 or 6 artists on DeSo. So, for example, I got photos from Haun. Okay, I don't remember the names now. I would have to check. So yeah, I try to like work on cooperation with others. I have a few ideas who to cooperate with after like we finish the run with Pixelangelo.
So if people are open to collaborating with you, they should probably then reach out and say that they
definitely reach out via any means. On-chain prefer like DM, for example, to the Birthblock account.
Yeah. You check your DMs like instantly. You're one of the people then whenever I DM you, like you respond within like not seconds, but literally within a couple of minutes always. And
Yeah, I
so
try.
it is
When I
a
see
great
a
way.
notification, I check it out. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Thank you so much for showing us your Birthblock NFTs.
Yeah,
Let's move on to the.
okay, do you want the technical background of how it is done or not? Because I think
Oh yeah, yeah, no, absolutely, yeah.
So okay, how it's done is actually Birthblock at the beginning was like a spin-off project from something bigger I'm still working on. Okay, let's say something. As I come from financial background, I'm trying to develop a sort of a scoring engine. So probably something similar that Altum Base is doing in part, or Open Prosper, but something that in a few years could be like sold on a B2B market. And so we have all the financial transactions here, and people will earn money, or they already do earn money here. I thought it might be a good idea to like develop something like this from the start. So sort of scoring engine, which might be used, I don't know, by lenders, for example. And to do that, I needed to collect like a lot of data from the blockchain. And this is how I get the data for Birthblock. So the data about transactions, data about usernames, etc. So like there is, it's basically two components. One is, let's call it the data warehouse, where the blockchain data is indexed by me. So it's like completely separate component than the DeSo node. And there is another component which takes the data and basically generates the text and images for the, and publishes them for the Birthblocks.
Right, because it's not you physically typing out each post.
No. I didn't do even one manually. I mean, when I try to do any of the tools for WhatsMy or Birthblocks or anything else, I try to automate. I mean, time is not infinite, so yeah, doing things manually would eat up all the day. So yeah, so this is automated.
Great, thank you. Yeah, I think that's been really interesting for a lot of people to learn about how he actually puts together on the back end. Should we move on to the WhatsMy family and show people?
Yes.
Okay, so the WhatsMy, actually I didn't even count how many tools there are now. You can count here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so there are 10 tools that you can invoke or ask for some service on the blockchain. The first one was WhatsMy Gas. Actually, it was one of the core team members who wrote and inspired me to do this. I think it was Alex, but I like won't let you cut my hand off for that. Who would like to see the how much people pay for gas.
Yeah.
I developed the WhatsMy Gas tool, where you can ask, well, the system for generating the information. Okay, I can do it in the background. Okay, let's do it for Birthblock, as it has like 100,000 and 105,000 NFTs generated, so the gas fees should obviously be quite high.
Let's find out what are the gas fees on DeSo for.
I have no idea. Wrong keyboard. I have two keyboards in front of me. Okay, I will just type it and let's give it like 30 seconds to process. One second. Let's go back to the profile. So yeah, so WhatsMy Gas was the first one. There are like, I think, 4 flavors with the level of detail that the command processes. And then I was coming up with new ideas basing on the feedback from the community. In many of the tools that I developed because people ask me if I can quickly show them the statistics for their followers, or who do they follow that does not follow them back, or who mentions them in their posts. And I was basically like taking the feedback and developing new stuff. And as I mentioned, as I have most of the data indexed in my own, let's call it, data warehouse, like developing these tools is right now quite easy. It's just a question of getting ideas, what could be useful. So it's okay. It's more like maybe not creative process, but it's like an experimentation. What people will find interesting. And sometimes, okay, I come up with my own ideas. Like for example, the tic-tac-toe game. I needed like to have some fun. I decided to implement tic-tac-toe on the chain. So right now you can play it, and the blockchain answers you with its moves.
That is pretty cool. I haven't actually tried this one yet. I haven't even seen this one yet. I just heard Luca mention it earlier today, and I'm absolutely looking forward to checking it out. So let's see. So folks, all you need to do to find out your gas fees.
Yeah, so in the background, like
what's my gas, and you receive the entire information.
Yeah, you can see the gas fees for Birthblock. So Birthblock executed 275 transactions. Okay, let me enlarge it. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay. And I spent $11 on the gas fees, which I guess is quite acceptable. I'm not sure I would be able to mint a single NFT on Ethereum or somewhere else.
For that amount, nope. Yeah, that's
so that's why the Birthblock project is feasible on DeSo.
Yeah.
And nowhere else.
So mention what others, what's my family, some other projects that I recently used PollMe to poll people about what date do this anniversary, and the people decided, and it was all on blockchain with emojis, which I absolutely loved. It was
PollMe, I think, is the newest addition. Again, I think I saw a deep on Darian Parish's this video blog where he discusses deeps. And I thought that probably before the core team implements polls on-chain, it will take weeks, if not months, or even longer, because okay, they are working on hypersync and the other hyper stuff. So things that are really important for the future of DeSo. And polls are probably like, okay, it's an important social functionality, but probably not something they will prioritize. At least that's my idea. So I decided to put something together quickly, and PollMe was the result. And I know, Matreshka, you used it for the poll about the DeSo anniversary. So thank you for popularizing the tool. And now it's fully functional. So if anyone wants to use it, it's out there to use.
Yeah, and it's very easy to use. It's all on the blockchain. Yeah. People are voting right there with the emojis, and it's just like really.
There's some constraints, obviously, because the interface is the posts and comments. There are no buttons possible to be done, like custom buttons to vote. So you have to be careful how you vote, but tool is fully functional right now.
And I also want to mention that I did ask Przemek before the interview, and he did say that he is thinking of adding the write-in option, and that's one of the things that Darian and everybody else in DeSo Voices were talking about, because that was one of the things that we kind of wanted to see. So thank you very much for even considering of creating that. It's really, really amazing having people who, feel the need and fulfill it.
Yeah, I'm trying to do that. So yeah, so for PollMe, this custom options, yeah, I already noted it. So will be one of the next things I will implement. Another thing that, okay, if you want, I can tell you about one other one that I didn't like announce quite wide yet, but it's there. It's DeFac. sorry for the name, but that's what it.
Well, it's frequently asked questions. People who are listening it, I'm sure they know it.
Yeah, so yeah, it's frequently.
You didn't do what the fuck?
Yeah, I didn't want to name it. What's my fuck? So that's why it's DeFac. Okay, so again, it's something. It's like DeSo fuck, but on chain. You don't have to go to the DeSo.org page, which probably not many people do. You can just write DeFac. For now, there is one topic implemented. Thank you, Tyne, for allowing me to use the FAQ you created for the DAO coins. So you can ask the FAQ for information on DAO, and it will answer you with that. In the future, maybe I will implement other ones, but again, it's something that can be done on chain, and you get the information back on chain. No need to go anywhere external.
That's really cool. And I really love also the live comment feed. So what
Yes,
it is, go ahead.
Yes, so yes, for the live comment feeds, my initial idea was for doing a comments feed for the core team, because those people are interested in what Nader and others write, but the comments are hidden. They are not like visible anywhere in one place. So I decided to implement the comments feed that would aggregate all the comments done by all the core team members. So yeah, that's the list. And then you can just browse from top down what discussions the core team members took part in the last day. Of course, sometimes it's like a hack from Fast Freddy. Sometimes those are more informative comments, but nevertheless, it's quite easy just to go through them and find like the interesting stuff. So
yeah, and I follow it because I want to see their comments right away in my feed. So I follow the core team comments feed, and then another comment somewhere, and then it shows me literally seconds after it happened. So it's really impressive to be able to easy see it. I know that member cache, you can see it there, but you have to go to a special place, choose a few options to get there, and here you can just like easily follow it on your feed without leaving BitCloud or whatever your preferred node of choice is.
Yeah, so this was the initial idea, and then some people started asking me whether they can get like custom feeds for themselves. So I think that the feed for Sandy Rose was the first one. As she writes, she writes informative and long posts, but she also like does a lot of communication in comments. So the first Sandy Rose, and since that time I think I created 5 or 6 others for people who also think that their comments are like worthwhile to be read in one place. So
yeah, thank you very much for doing that. I really appreciate the ease of access that we have now to that. That's absolutely fantastic.
I'm really glad that people find it useful.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and that's why I'm following it, like I said, because
there is a separate one is the core team, the other one is the DeSo support team comments. So yeah, Matreshka and Team DeSo.
I support my DeSo.
Matreshka's comments.
Thank you very much. Before we close, would you mind teasing a couple of things, because I know you're also already working on a few things that are not shipped yet. Would you mind sharing maybe a little bit about something?
Things that are not shipped. Yeah, actually, I updated the roadmap of the WhatsMy actually today, and I was not thinking about our meeting, but nevertheless, I updated it, and I think it should be on. It will be on the social world. Let me see if I can log in. It's like a laptop I don't use usually. Yes, I can. But it didn't. The link didn't lead to something sensible.
To roadmap, just to the
okay.
profile.
This is the roadmap. So let me enlarge it. It doesn't want to be enlarged.
Oh, it's okay. We can still see it well.
Okay, yeah. So I put a list of stuff I did during the last few weeks. Yeah. So Sandy Rose, Misty S, NetKit, Gaika, NFT creations, and BitDats. Those are the feeds for people. Okay, coming soon. Like the soon is with the TM. Like it's my trademark. Like Elon has his Elon time. I have like the soon is like undefined when it will be. So yeah, what I want to do is calculate the funder reward received, and maybe I also have it. Didn't put it into the roadmap, but also earnings on other stuff. But I know that other platforms are also doing it. I think the earnings can be seen on Open Prosper. NFT earnings can be seen on NFTZ. But yeah, I thought having it on chain would also be nice. And another thing is I want to do is compare gas fees on DeSo to like doing similar activities on other blockchains, like Ethereum and Solana were the first that came to my mind. It was also something that some people asked whether it would be possible to show it.
Yeah.
Okay, the coming later is some technical stuff that I am not handling. So, okay, for swap identity, for people who like were treated with swap identity, so they had their public keys changed. I have some bugs in the stats that I generate. So I have to correct that. And similarly for derived keys, I'm not handling that, so I'm not able to do some operations. Basically, that's what. Okay, one big thing that I'm planning to do, but it's like skipping me, as I'm not much of a UI guy, I'm more like a backend guy, is I want to create maybe not a node, but a custom UI on which it would be possible to do also some of this, or get some of the statistics, but also do some operations that people ask me to, for example, mass unfollows. Some people said that, okay, they are following like 3,000 people because they were following everyone literally at the beginning, and now that like to undo it, they would have to click 2,000 times. Whether it would be possible to implement an interface when they can do like mass unfollows. So like more and more people are asking about the custom UI for some of the tools and for additional functionalities. Okay, and I feel sort of like uneasy when I have to implement a UI, so I'm postponing it unconsciously probably, but sooner or later I will probably do it.
That's very interesting.
So I have like quite a lot of ideas. If people have, users of DeSo have ideas, I'm open to implementing additional stuff that you think will be useful.
And thank you, this is amazing. So, we actually have somebody who is building what people are needing, and that's absolutely amazing. And I love having you here and helping building what we need. That's so helpful. Thank you so much for being such a valuable member of our DeSo family.
And Przemek, I have to ask, like, what's your long-term vision or plan for building on DeSo? Like, do you plan on monetizing somehow? Or are you going to apply for Octane funding? I know you said you have this larger idea for a B2B business, maybe down the road when there's DeSo is more adopted as a financial way of transacting. But yeah, for now, you've got all these amazing projects. What's your vision? What's your plan?
Okay, well, one way I'm monetizing is obviously Birthblocks. Okay, it's not something I can live off. Definitely, I mean, I think it's like brought 10 or 11 DeSo up to now, so it's not a lot, but okay, it's some kind of inflow. Monetizing on the small analytics tools, actually, you can see it here. I haven't had an idea that if the tools will be useful, I could add some kind of premium features, which would give additional statistics. For example, I don't know, you could buy an NFT which would be a subscription to the family of tools for a month or a year, and then you could use the premium features. But that's like a really rough idea. I don't plan to charge for anything for the coming months or years, I don't know. And like as you mentioned, like the one thing that I think that if DeSo takes off and is massively adopted and people really start using it, is this B2B tool. So basically something, okay, one idea is this scoring engine, as I call it, for myself for now. The other is, as I plan to have the data warehouse, is like selling data in some aggregated form.
Yeah, very.
So those are the ideas. How it will work out, I have no idea. I mean, none of us probably do at this stage.
Yeah, well, I think there's good parallels to the work, like the data warehousing and displaying of analytics. Like, I don't know if you know chain analysis. They work on the Ethereum and all and Bitcoin. They're a huge company, and their whole work is just doing analytics and research for businesses on the blockchain and tracking transactions. So, I mean, yeah, I think you got the right idea. It's going to be a big part of it.
It will be needed on DeSo too.
Right.
Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you so very much for coming in here and for sharing amazing things that you're working with. It's an absolutely honor to have you here with us. And to those who are watching the video, you will find the links to Przemek's profile and the family of his WhatsApp babies under the video on YouTube. And we will see you soon. Bye.
Thank you very much again for having me. It was really a pleasure to talk to you. Thank you.
Yeah.
You're very welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Oh yeah, we made you the host, so you have to end the recording.
Yes, I'm just. Okay, the recording should be stopped. I'm ending the call. Thank you.
Okay.
We want to
Bye.
Bye bye.